Dorset Stour today. The river's about a foot higher than I want. At Hamoon it's 0.68. It's got more colour than I'd like, but it is fining down. The swim I normally fish on this stretch is too fast, and I've come to a slack. When the river's down at like 0.4 it would be a real big slack, but there's a small eddy here, and I'm going to start off with bread punch on a 16 with a bit of liquidised bread and see how I get on. Hoping for some roach, maybe a chub, the odd dace and gudgeon. If the float doesn't work, I'll go on the tip, have a go with a little feeder. But this is the Monday before the end of the season, 11th of March.
After no bites on the float and losing everything bar the float on a snag, I can have a go on a little open end feeder, a little 1/2 ounce feeder and a 14 hook, and see if I can get any bites on that. If it's no good, I might have to go somewhere else, but see if I find a punch about right there. On a 14 punch. I'm convinced there's fish down here, but finding them is another matter. I think part of the problem when I feed on the float, the feed goes everywhere, so at least on the tip it's going to be close to it and a still bait. See if I do more than just hook a snag. In the past I've done alright in this swim. I've had chub and decent roach and the odd dace. I had a little drop back then. I don't know whether that's just the current or or a fish, bit of a sort of nod and a drop. There's got to be fish in this hole. I did wonder then, it sort of dropped back and bounced around. I got a roach, not very big. First river fish for 5 weeks, a plump 3 ounce roach. Be nice to get a chub or a better roach, but the way things are today, fish are at a premium. Hoping later this week that it'll drop some more. Although there's rain forecast tomorrow, light rain, and maybe try somewhere else, but we'll see. Yeah, another bite at last. Not very big, but bigger than the last one, if I can get him. Five ounces instead of 3 and freezing cold. Well, after an hour and a half, failed on the float, caught a couple of roach on the tip, missed 10 or a dozen knocks and taps, not proper bites at all on bread. I'm going to try elsewhere. It's been a frustrating morning so far. I haven't fished for that long. There are fish there. The river's too high to be good. It has dropped. It's dropped about an inch in an hour and a half. But that's fishing at the end of the season. Be nice to catch a chub or something, or a good roach, but maybe not today. I'm just going to try this little spot under the trees. Loads of fish down here, but whether I catch anything, I don't know. Just spooked a dozen cattle egrets in the field above. I think this swim might be too awkward to fish really. In the past, used to be able to float fish it. Tons of roach under here, chub. Not convinced today. Might just give it 15 or 20 minutes if we get a bite. Well, that's a lot better. Looks like a chub. I knew where it was. And on a cold day, a nice big fat chub is absolutely perfect. And it is a big fat one. But I never. How about that? How about that for a cracker then, eh? Probably about £3.5. Not going to worry about weighing it, but superb condition. It might be the last good fish I get this season, but it's a good one to finish up with. Let's slip him back. Been a tough day today. 2 roach in the first swim, and I've come up to this what used to be a very good swim, very good to fish on the float, but the trees have grown in so badly. I just flicked out a little feeder and had a cracking £3.5 chub. Whether that'll be the last good fish I get this season, I don't know, but it just shows the conditions are not how I'd like it at all. There's a cold wind, difficult to float fish, and not much to show for it, but one good fish makes all the difference on a hard day, and it will soon be warming up and be on the still waters again and catching some decent fish and not feeling the cold quite so much. Although the river's piling through, the fish are still here. This is a swim I've done quite well on the last couple of years for chub and roach. Decent roach down there, as well as the chub run to about £3 or so. This roach to about £1 here, so you never know. I don't know that whether I'd hooked a chub or just had a bite and got snagged, and then that last time just had a knock. I'm getting knocks down there. Maybe it's roach. I've got something this time, not very big, getting it all into the weeds. And it's a roach, that's what's given my bite. Third roach of the day. Still it's a fish. Oh, that was a roach bite, just a quick thump. Get them out of the sticks and the weeds and everything else. Might be alright. Best roach of the day. Half a pound, but fat with spawn. In a case as the roach are there and they're kept in little taps, but not very easy to hit them today. Not with it set up like this, but at least I've had a couple out this swim. It's been a tricky few hours. Rivers drop in. It's got quite a reasonable colour, but a bit too fast for this stretch. But I've ended up with 4 roach, one quite nice one, should have netted it, and one cracking chub. And for the end of the season, after not getting on here for 5 weeks, that's pretty good. Till next time, it's goodbye for now.